Greetings, brave adventurers, and welcome to a very extra special Saturday video. Today I will be reading the second part of a story where part 1 was read by Crispy's Tavern. The link to that video is down in the description below. Please make sure you go and watch that first so that you know what's happening. While you're there, also, subscribe to his channel. It's great content and he's a good dude. So, grab a seat around the fire as we dig into this story of role-playing. This story was posted by the user Hansirus, and it is titled Power Fantasy plus Frustration plus Human Errors equals The LARP Incident Part 2. If you've already watched Crispy's video, you should basically be ready to jump right in, so no more preface. Tale, start. I am so sorry it took me such a long time to come up with part 2. Sometimes life gets in the way. I recommend reading part 1 to understand what follows if you still have the will to read my story. I'll try my best not to take nearly as much time to make part 3. Ooh, we'll be visiting this again. The faction was led by 3 people. Demon General, a 40-something-year-old badass but quite authoritarian, who led our armies. Vampire Queen, oh no, my heart. A nobody in real life, which gain a huge amount of power in-game. Wonder how that could go wrong. Dark Lord, ironically, the nicest guy of the 3. Dark Lord came to us after the beginning to tell our group that we will be key players in the event that was coming, and also asked for one of us to come into the faction's council since we had clues about the main story. We were, of course, really excited by the news. At the beginning, I was asked to be that counselor, since that was already my role in the cult. But I declined, feeling that our leader would be much more appropriate with her LARP experience and status. Everything went well until the morning that followed. The first morning. Now, that's when it all started. Another faction attacked us at sunrise when everyone is either sleeping or stunned by alcohol. We fought like we could, but got stomped by the time our general finished putting on his armor. That embarrassing defeat enraged the Demon General, who proclaimed martial law. No one was now authorized to go out of the camp except under direct orders from the 3 leaders. The story took a back seat, which of course meant that we were no longer needed, even the counselor. We were not happy about that, but Leader, for whom the cult aspect was serious, got even more mad, since it was a direct attack on her ego. But Earth Mage damage-controlled the situation by saying something very true.
Well, it's not about having the spotlight, but more about having fun with others.
We all agreed with her, and then the general ordered us to be divided by class in the army to train. That order could not have come at a worse moment, and without my friend's protection, I had to use my wits to survive, and the healer training I received helped me a lot. That was exactly like I thought. Healers are never in the front lines and are seen as precious because of their rarity. Due to that, and my ability to negate any elemental damage on me, I managed to play the entire LARP taking next to no damage. I always managed to convince someone to protect me, and I made lots of allies by saving people. Time passes, and we manage to have a little fun despite the restrictions. I even make contact with a guy I'll call Legend, one of the greatest players who once slaughtered 30 people by himself just to have fun. That guy was a precious ally with whom I managed to have interesting roleplay. Seeing my friends was still a good thing, but I noticed their will decreasing. Leader was in a bad mood, and Inquisitor, her boyfriend, didn't want to deal with that, preferring to go hang out with Bard, which is understandable when your roleplay and overall fun are already so limited. I tried to roleplay with Leader, but almost every time she was like, "Listen, I'm not in the mood for that. Let me tell you about my relationship problems." Even cutting me in the middle of serious moments. I don't know if it was me being a simp or having pity, but I took a little too long listening to her. Fire Mage didn't do anything peculiar and stayed pretty much alone except during a few key moments, and Earth Mage, who had minor health problems, stayed at the inn, a safe place where you can drink, most of her time. As for me, I tried to keep in touch with Bard and Inquisitor as much as possible, all the while trying to make friends with others. Thinking back, I was too selfish, and I could have tried to play more with Earth Mage and Fire Mage to motivate them instead of trying to find interesting things to do for me. The rest of it went pretty well, as the martial law was abolished and we slowly resumed the main plot. But then Bard, who was always a composed individual, came one night to find me and said in a stressed voice something along the lines of, "I followed the orders of the Vampire Queen for a mission, but I think I might have foxed up the future of our faction." And indeed, he indirectly did. What followed was chaos, and 100 people waiting at our doors. Tail end. I know, that doesn't really sound much like an ending. If you're looking forward to part 3 and hopefully the conclusion, well, so are we. There isn't a part 3 yet. I thought it might be fun to have you all wait with me, and then as soon as it comes out, we can read it in earnest together. Now, on to the story itself. It sucks to have to sit out for so long, to basically be unable to play the game that you thought you signed up for, and in some cases, paid for to play. I personally haven't done any LARPing, but it's a little bit weird to me that one person can just decide, "No, sorry, nobody here gets to play today." And I feel a little bit for the leader, since she was going to have a big moment and a chance to present her and her group's ideas, but no. Now that said, her boyfriend not wanting to talk with her about it and instead going off to play around with his friend is... I always thought part of being in a relationship was to support each other when things were rough. That's what I always do. And I absolutely have to imagine that did not help with her mood. But we'll have to see what happens. I'll let you all know as soon as that story comes out, and whether it will be myself reading it, Crispy again, or perhaps a third person. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. Don't forget to like the video if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not yet done so, ring that bell notification icon if you would like to be notified when I upload new videos, and leave me a comment down below with your thoughts or just a few snacks for the algorithm monster. I appreciate all of it, and I was happy to bring you guys an extra bonus video over the weekend. And heck, since it's the weekend, go ahead and let the fire burn for a little bit. We'll be here a while. Pass me a drink, would you?